What if I told you that one of history's greatest inventors failed over 1,000 times before creating something that changed the world forever? Most people would have given up after the 10th failure, maybe the 100th if they were really determined. But Thomas Edison kept going through failure after failure after failure until he finally cracked the code. Today, I'm going to share the incredible story of how Edison's relentless persistence through massive failure led to the invention that literally lights up our world today. I'm your host from Fuel of Hustlers, and this story will completely change how you view failure and success in your own journey. Picture this. It's 1878, and a man sits hunched over his workbench in Menlo Park, New Jersey, surrounded by the remnants of yet another failed experiment. This is attempt number 847, and just like the 846 attempts before it, it didn't work. The incandescent light bulb remains elusive. But Thomas Edison doesn't see failure the way most people do. Where others see defeat, Edison sees data. Where others see reasons to quit, Edison sees reasons to continue. This mindset would eventually make him one of the most prolific inventors in human history. The challenge Edison faced was seemingly simple but practically impossible. He wanted to create a light source that was safe, practical, and long-lasting enough to replace gas lighting in homes and businesses. The basic principle was understood, but making it work reliably was entirely different. Edison's first experiments began in late 1878, and they were disasters from the start. He tried platinum filaments, thinking that platinum's high melting point would solve the problem. The platinum filaments burned out within minutes. He experimented with different platinum alloys, hoping to find the perfect combination. Each one failed spectacularly. But Edison had something most inventors lack, an almost supernatural ability to learn from failure. After each failed experiment, he meticulously documented what went wrong, what materials he used, and what observations he made. His laboratory notebooks from this period are filled with detailed drawings and notes about every single failure. As the failures mounted into the hundreds, Edison's team began to lose faith. His financial backers started questioning whether this light bulb idea was even possible. The scientific community largely believed that incandescent lighting was a fool's errand. Edison's response was to double down. He expanded his team, brought in more materials to test, and systematized his approach to failure. He created what might be the world's first research and development laboratory, a place specifically designed to fail fast and fail forward. The materials he tested read like a chemistry textbook gone mad. Carbon filaments made from paper, cardboard, thread, bamboo, cork, flax, and even human hair. He tried metal filaments made from platinum, rhodanium, chromium, and dozens of other elements. Each material required different techniques and testing methods. By mid-1879, Edison had failed over 700 times. The press began to mock his efforts, calling his laboratory Edison's folly and suggesting he was wasting investors' money on an impossible dream. But Edison understood something fundamental about innovation. Every failure was eliminating possibilities and bringing him closer to what would actually work. He famously said he hadn't failed 700 times, he had successfully discovered 700 ways that didn't work. The breakthrough came in an unexpected way. While experimenting with carbon filaments, Edison discovered that organic materials could be carbonized, turned into pure carbon while maintaining their original shape. This opened up entirely new possibilities. October 21st, 1879, marked experiment number 1093. Edison and his team had created a carbon filament from ordinary cotton thread. They carefully mounted it in a glass bulb, removed all the air, and slowly increased the electrical current. The filament began to glow with a warm, steady light. 1 hour passed, then 5 hours, then 10 hours. Finally, after 14.5 hours of continuous operation, the filament burned out. Those 14.5 hours represented the moment human civilization gained the ability to push back the darkness on demand. Even after this success, Edison continued experimenting, eventually testing over 3,000 different materials. The carbonized bamboo filament he eventually settled on could burn for over 1,200 hours. By 1880, he had founded the Edison Electric Light Company. Here's what makes Edison's story truly remarkable. It's not just that he failed over 1,000 times before succeeding, it's how he approached those failures. Edison treated each failure as valuable information. He understood that innovation requires systematic exploration of what doesn't work to discover what does. This mindset didn't just lead to the light bulb. Edison held 1,093 patents in the United States alone. He invented the phonograph, improved the telephone, created the motion picture camera, and developed the electrical power system that still powers our world today. Each invention required hundreds of experiments, most of which failed. The lesson from Edison's story isn't that you should be willing to fail 1,000 times. The lesson is that you should be willing to learn 1,000 times. Every failure that teaches you something valuable is actually progress in disguise. Edison's approach became the foundation of modern research and development. Thomas Edison's story proves that the difference between those who achieve extraordinary things and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the willingness to treat failure as education and persistence as your greatest weapon. Edison didn't succeed despite his 1,000 failures, he succeeded because of them. Every time you face a setback, remember Edison in his laboratory, surrounded by failed experiments, already planning his next attempt. If you found this story inspiring, subscribe to Fuel of Hustlers, where we celebrate the grind, learn from failure, and never give up on our biggest dreams. What's your Edison moment? What are you working on that requires this level of persistence? Drop a comment below and let me know about your journey through failure towards success. Remember, every failure is just another step closer to your breakthrough. Until next time, keep hustling, keep failing forward, and keep lighting up the world with your persistence. This is Fuel of Hustlers, and we'll see you in the next one.